Remember, when you subscribe to our channel, click on the red subscribe button and be sure to ring the bell so you get notified every time we have a new video. Thanks again.
Guys, have you seen what you can create with an acrylic pour? This can be done over your old surfaces. You can even do this and then apply them over your countertops, your tables, anything that you can imagine that you want a fun decorative surface. You know, I worked hand in hand with the world famous mixed media girl. She has a YouTube channel, she's a published author, she even has her own clothing line and music albums. This woman is absolutely talented beyond measure. She taught me how to do this over old MDF. This is an acrylic pour. If you didn't see the video where we poured this, we did it live to show you exactly how easy it was. We'll have that linked right there in the card or the description. But in this video, we're going to show you how to clear coat an acrylic pour. That's important to make it functional if you're going to use it as a countertop. Why? You need durability. This is just house paint. We're going to go over this with epoxy. Our Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy is tough stuff. This is designed for countertops, tables, desktops, floors, and more. We have the product that will fit your needs. We're going to use our countertop epoxy. This is really going to be a fantastic finish for an acrylic pour. It's going to give it depth and clarity that you will not believe. Stay tuned. Enjoy the video. Guys, the steps are simple when you're doing a clear coat. The clear coat is going to be a 1-to-1 ratio mixed for 2 minutes using a drill. We're going to measure that in that bucket. We'll mix it up. You'll be ready to rock and roll. We're going to pour that out. We're going to trowel it with our 1/8 by 1/8 square notch trowel. Then we're going to chop the surface with our chop brush. This is going to ensure that everything's mixed well and you're going to get no lines from that trowel. Then we're going to torch out the bubbles, let it set up, and it'll lay out like a sheet of glass. Let's get started. I made a little sample when I was doing this with Marcy. This was the sample that I made. So I'm going to clear coat this one too so I could use it or hang it on the wall, whichever I prefer. Start the clock for 2 minutes. Here we go. Guys, Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy has been contractor tested and artist approved. Why? There's a long open working time and it's tough. It can withstand heat, it's scratch resistant, it's water resistant, and it gives you flexibility to do this over many different mediums. Artists that use acrylic pours love to add clear epoxy to enhance the surface, and Stone Coat Countertop Art Coat and Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy are perfect choices for your art and your functional surfaces. And when I pour my clear coat, I like to go in the center of the piece. I won't pour it too close to the edge in the beginning because it's just going to run off the edge. We don't want to lose epoxy. I'm going to trowel the entire piece and chop it and scrape any excess back into my bucket. But I'll pour the whole bucket on the surface even though I mixed up enough for both pieces. And that leads me to my next question. How much do I use? You use 3 ounces per square foot per pour. That's half A and half B, totaling 3 ounces. All right, here we go. This is really going to make this piece come to life. Acrylic right now, it looks kind of muted out because it's got a lower sheen, but when you put this on, holy cow, it's going to be fun. You could already see, you look at the difference where you wet it out there. Wait till I torch it. You know, I've entrained a little bit of air in the epoxy, but because of our formulation, the air comes right out with a torch or a heat gun, and that's going to really make this crystal clear. And because we have enough time to work with the product, you're not in a hurry to get it out and get it torched. It's not going to set up and solidify on you like other products might. And so this is what I really get great feedback on from our thousands of customers that have used this stuff. The reason that I use our 1/8 by 1/8 square notch trowel is because it doesn't waste material. You're not using too little or too much. You need enough so that the product will level out and you won't have highs and lows, but you don't want so much that you're wasting product. That's why we use a 1/8 by 1/8 square notch trowel. You can get these at your local hardware store. They're located where the flooring adhesive is. People make the mistake of going where the tile is, so we've made it really easy. You can get these right on our website, and that's what we would appreciate. Holy cow, look at the difference of that. Marcy, you nailed this one out of the park. Now I'm just going to push any excess back to the back edge, and I'll use that on the little piece here. So I used this brush on a piece that I just did, but I cleaned it out using isopropyl alcohol and a rag. So I got most of the epoxy off those bristles. I'm just going to prime it again, and then I'm going to chop it. And all this is going to do is remove any of those iridescent trowel lines from my trowel, and I'm going to overlap the edges. This is pushing epoxy over the edges, which allows for me to have a reservoir of epoxy to smooth those edges out. When I do the edges, I'm just going to do long horizontal strokes, and that's going to give me some nice smooth edges. You can also come back after the epoxy starts to set up and do this again to remove any uneven drip marks. That's how you get really slick, smooth edges. When I torch the bubbles, I'm not going to torch the edges because the edges have thinner layers of epoxy on them, so it will want to run. So I'm not going to do the edges, I'm just going to torch the surface. The edges are too thin to have air bubbles really poking through. Guys, did you notice the pro tip found in this video? Do the big piece first and finish with the little piece with your leftovers. You never want to be short on a big piece and have to do another pour. It's nice to get it all done in an 8-foot section at a time with 2 quarts of epoxy at a time. Then do your little pieces with the scrap. Another pro tip before I grab my torch, I'm just going to clean off my gloves. That way I don't get my torch super sticky. I'm also going to start it away from my piece in case I have any lint or any buildup in the tip. It'll blow away from my piece. When you torch, you're just going to use sweeping motions. Pretend that you're hosing off a driveway, okay? Just get in the funk, get in the groove, and you're going to really enjoy watching those bubbles pop and have this thing lay out like glass. Let's do the same steps to this little guy, and then we'll torch it out. Whoa! Oh, I love how this looks with that clear coat on it. Guys, this was a blast to do. Just simple as putting a clear coat over an acrylic pour. Have you done it yet? Are you going to try it? Is this something that you think would be feasible for a project that you have in mind? Let us know what those projects are. Go check out the video on how we did this acrylic pour. We did it live, and you're going to learn a ton of pro tips. Visit us anytime at stonecoatcountertops.com, and remember, you got this. We'll see you on the next video. Can you believe what clear coat did to this acrylic pour? Guys, go check out stonecoatcountertops.com to find all the products that we used in this video. You're going to find our clear Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy. It's perfect for clear coating your acrylic pours. Say that 5 times fast. We'll see you there.